Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for attending today's webinar. My name is Mike McCumber. I'm a marketing manager here at DigiFabster. We have a really exciting topic for you guys today. We're going to discuss how automated quoting can make a big impact on your business. So presenting that topic, we have our application engineer, Alistair McGrath. We will be taking questions. So how you can do that is just enter your questions in the question tool that should be on the right-hand side of the GoToWebinar. So just submit your questions, and what we'll do is read them aloud at the end, and Alistair or myself will answer those out loud because others may have a similar question. We want to make sure they get answered. We also will be sending out a recording of the webinar. So if there's something you do not catch, you'll receive a webinar that you can, recording of the webinar that you can rewatch. So with that, I will hand it over to Alistair for today's presentation.
Hello. So I'll just start by going over some of the logistical benefits of an automated quoting system, as well as how they can affect the customer acquisition process. And then afterwards, I'll speak about a specific example, and then, like Mike said, we'll finish up with that QA session. So I'm sure you're all aware that a lot of time can be spent during the RFQ and quote generation process. Normally, for a customer to make an order from any typical machine shop, that customer has to first submit an RFQ, and then the shop has to assess those parts, come up with a time and a cost estimate, write up a quote, and then eventually send the offer. And then finally, after some time has passed, that quote is received by the customer, and then they can confirm and move forward to payment. So this workflow eats up a lot of valuable time, both for the customer and for your shop. However, by implementing an automated quoting system, you can drastically reduce the amount of time spent on this process. DigiFabster can automatically do all of these steps and more, significantly reducing your turnaround time for jobs. For example, with the e-commerce widget installed on your website, a customer looking for a part can submit an RFQ and then place that order within minutes of reaching your website. With DigiFabster, our customers have been able to reduce their quote generation time down from 2 or 3 days to just 5 or 10 minutes. So DigiFabster then saves time by accepting many kinds of CAD files, assessing each of those models' manufacturability, estimating the job's material usage, time, and costs, and then afterwards generating documentation for the order, accepting various forms of payments, sending follow-up emails, and more. And overall, this frees up time and helps eliminate your reliance on spreadsheets for pricing and order management. So with automated quoting, when a job comes in, you won't have to process those files to extract the necessary data and run it through your estimation process. All you'd have to do is approve the estimation and then quickly send the offer to the customer. And overall, this leads to a huge amount of time saved, which not only decreases that individual transaction cost, but then in turn leads to substantial monthly savings. For example, with automated quoting, your engineers won't have to spend as much time working on each individual order. So then by having this set up, you can reduce your overhead costs as well. The time normally spent responding to RFQs, estimating jobs, and drafting quotes and managing orders is saved, allowing you to free up that expensive engineering labor to focus on other meaningful work. So then in the end, you only spend a fraction of the time quoting parts, and you can spend much more time growing your business and expanding your capabilities as well as your customer base. So another area where automated quoting can impact your business is in that actual customer acquisition process. With an automated quoting solution, the whole order process can be streamlined. And with our case, this allows customers to get quotes in real time and place orders on their own time. This way, they don't have to wait around while your shop develops quotes, and there's no need for back and forth communication. And now this is especially important when you consider the difference between shops who have automated quoting and those who don't. So like I said, automated quoting is a tested way to acquire more customers. For example, let's say a customer needs a part, so they submit RFQs to 3 different shops. Shop number 1 spends 2 days going back and forth about specifications, and then on the 3rd day they return the quote. Shop number 2 returns the quote the next day, but they end up using 4 hours worth of their valuable engineer's time to only quote that single job. Shop number 3, however, returns that price estimate instantly, along with a payment link. So now the customer can move forward just like that. Now here, shop number 3 has spent the least time quoting their order, and now the customer will definitely be inclined to go with them. Even if that automated quoting shop had the most expensive quote, the time saved for the customer is a huge factor when converting that quote to an order. So now, next time that customer needs a job, they'll think of that third shop first because of that convenience. With our e-commerce widget, you can accept orders directly through your website, making that process seamless for end users. This allows customers to visit your site and then check out with an order within minutes of seeing your capabilities. With customer experience in mind, we've designed it so that you can customize our automated quoting solution to match your site seamlessly. This way, your customer might not even know that a third party's been involved. All they'll see is a well put together website with a convenient and simple workflow. In addition, automated quoting can even provide some incentives to your customers. For example, you could set it up to automatically apply discounts to a certain customer, or you could send out promotional discounts for them to use during that automated quoting process, which is just one of the ways you can set up an incentive to your customers to check out this way. So in the end, with minimal time spent getting all of this set up, you can make it a simple matter for your customers to choose your service. Next, I'll move on to an actual example of how an automated quoting solution benefited a company. A whole range of companies can use automated quoting to their advantage. But to show that the solution is robust, I think it would be beneficial to talk about General Pattern, which is a CNC shop that's been in business for over 90 years. A well-established shop like this has clear needs that need to be met, and a preferred way of doing business. However, even older companies such as this one can use automated quoting to their advantage. At General Pattern, their goal was to allow their customers to upload files, enter specifications, and then receive a quote in real time. Then, if the customer is satisfied with the price, they wanted that customer to have the option to immediately place that order. General Patterns worked with us at Digifabster to implement a solution. And in the end, our platform was leveraged to optimize their model intake, which significantly sped up their turnaround time. So now, in most cases, the time spent between their customers sending a part and then those parts leaving their center has been reduced to 2 days or less. In addition, on the back end, our software now provides the team at General Pattern with a detailed dashboard that displays each order and helps them manage their tight 2-day deadlines. This system also includes a CRM suite that automatically tracks job statuses and updates clients about updates regarding their order. So I'd like you to join us on our next webinar to learn more about the flexibility of Digifabster's platform, where I'll go over specifically some of those different workflows that we've made available right inside of Digifabster. And now, this concludes the material that I wanted to share, but at this point, if there are any questions, we'll open that up now.
All right, just a reminder, if you do have any questions, please enter them in the question box that you can find on the right-hand side of the GoToWebinar meeting. And then we will get Alistair to answer those out loud. We do have a question that came up though. The question is, what if a customer has other files or notes associated with an order?
So if a customer has additional files that they want to keep track of with that order, we can definitely accept that. So during the order process, we have an option where we can accept additional files such as engineering drawings along with those orders. We can even mandate it so the upload of those extra files is something that's needed for them to complete the order. This way you can ensure that the order has all the information you need. In addition, users have the option to add notes. That way they can specify important details about their order.
All right. Kind of a related question, I guess. What if a customer, what if I want customers to have access to instant quotes, but not be able to place orders directly without me knowing?
Okay, so in this case, we have multiple ways that we can handle this. So when you set up your Digifabster, you have the ability to set different order modes. For example, You could set up an instant quote mode where every order is allowed to be placed instantly, or you could set it up with a manual mode, so that this way, customers can still submit RFQs 24/7, but all the orders have to be reviewed before finalization. Alternatively, another option would be to set price or part thresholds for those orders, so that way it automatically holds orders over a certain dollar amount or over a certain number of parts. That way you can ensure high touch sales for large orders and also avoid overbooking your capacity.
Excellent. Okay, one last reminder for questions. I'll give you another seconds here if anybody has any other questions. If not, a reminder that there will be a recording sent out of this webinar. In addition, if you would like to have a little more detailed or a demonstration is probably a good follow-up item here for you. That way we could answer any specific questions or talk specifically to the workflow that you desire as well. So you can schedule a demo directly on our website, or just reach out to us and we can get that demonstration scheduled with you. In addition to that, as Alistair mentioned, we will be having kind of a follow-up or a part 2 to this webinar in November. So look for that invite here in the next few weeks, but it'll be about this time, so middle part of November. We'll have an additional webinar that will be the next stage in this process. So at this time, I don't see any additional questions. So I will conclude the webinar for today. Watch out for that recording, and thank you all very much for attending.
Thank you.